leader of the Tyrant Blade faction, were to clash at full power, then tell me, who would emerge victorious? At that moment, outside the base, one of the guards standing watch heard a faint, unfamiliar sound. His brows furrowed as he turned in the direction of the noise, his senses on high alert. What was that sound? He thought, gripping his weapon tightly. Before he could react further, something strange appeared on the surface of the outer wall, a blazing imprint, flickering with an intense heat. As he stared in confusion, his eyes widened in horror. It's getting hotter. Wait. Now that I look closely, his breath hitched. Those are palm-shaped. Before he could even process the revelation, the entire wall was obliterated in an instant. A massive explosion of force sent debris flying in all directions as a devastating palm strike crashed through the barrier. The sheer power of the attack sent the guard hurtling backward, his body colliding with the ground in a violent tumble. Standing amidst the wreckage was a lone figure, Biab Y. His outstretched hand still crackled with residual energy from the Rilai Divine Palm Strike, the very technique that had just torn through the fortification as if it were paper. The guard, despite his injuries, forced out a desperate shout. An enemy ambush from the east. Get everyone out here now. No sooner had he called for reinforcements than another explosion erupted from the opposite side of the base. This one was different, charged with brilliant, crackling electricity. The stunned guard barely had time to think. The other side too? From the midst of the chaos, a voice rang out, calm yet mocking. TSK, you're making a big fuss over nothing, Biab Gang remarked as he stood amidst flickering arcs of lightning. That little attack wasn't enough to kill you, was it? From within the fortress, alarmed voices began to rise. They're all Baldies, someone shouted. The intruders are from the Shaolin Temple. We're being ambushed from both the east and the west at the same time. Before the panic cries could spread further, another loud crack echoed through the battlefield. Haiguan had stepped onto that shouting enemy's face. You should really pay more attention, Haiguan taunted, his tone dripping with condescension. We're coming in from the front too. You guys are so incompetent. At least now I understand just how low your standards are. With that, he grinding him into the ground with a force that made the earth beneath them fracture, forming spiderweb-like cracks. Rising to his full height, Haiguan scanned the battlefield with sharp eyes. Then his voice rang out, unwavering and full of authority. Unorthodox martial artists who have plagued the world with your atrocities, today marks your end. Lifting his weapon, he called out to his allies. Demon Extermination Squad, move out. The battlefield erupted into chaos as the battle raged on. The monks of the Shaolin Temple unleashed their overwhelming strength, cutting down their enemies with precision and expertise. The unorthodox warriors who had once terrorized the region were now being swiftly and mercilessly dismantled. Mujin, observing the battle from a short distance away, felt a shiver run down his spine. I never realized it until now, but the older monks, they're unbelievably strong. They're barely even trying, yet they're mowing down the enemies like it's nothing. His gaze swept over the battlefield, watching as seasoned Shaolin monks dispatch foes with effortless efficiency. Is this the true power of the Shaolin Temple? The so-called world's strongest guiding light? Before he could contemplate further, a voice called out to him. Mujin! It was Biab Gang. He turned his head just in time to see the older monk pointing forward. Monk Haiguan went on ahead, Biab Gang said firmly. Leave this place to us and catch up to him. Mujin gritted his teeth and muttered, all right, before breaking into a full sprint toward the interior of the stronghold. His heart pounded in his chest as an overwhelming pressure filled the air around him. He could feel it, the clashing of two immense energies ahead. This is insane, he thought. I can sense incredible forces colliding. Just what kind of battle is happening inside? Without hesitation,